The future doesn't always arrive with an explosive, cinematic collapse. It slips quietly into the margins of the everyday. It takes shape in the slow fracturing of our climate, and in the unseen algorithmic codes that learn to steer our thoughts before we even realize we are being guided. This is not some distant century of polished chrome and flying cars, but a tomorrow so uncomfortably familiar you can almost feel it settling over your own living room. And as these vast, invisible systems lock into place, the real casualties are the quiet, fragile tethers that bind us to one another. Imagine a reality where your deepest personal history is stripped away, your memories cataloged, scanned, and traded like raw commodities, where even the final, vulnerable stages of human life are optimized into a perfectly sterile, deeply isolating efficiency. As this relentless order devours society, it forces a devastating calculation about what pieces of our humanity we are willing to surrender to endure. You see it in the writer whose entire inner life is rendered obsolete by a machine that mimics poetry without feeling the ache. You feel it in the tightening grip of a parent, desperate to shield a child from an environment that grows more unstable by the hour. And it echoes in the tragic silence between an aging couple, staring down a final chapter that has been neatly packaged, prescribed, and utterly emptied of warmth. When the world is engineered to optimize every human function, survival stops being a physical challenge, becoming a profoundly intimate moral reckoning. Against the grinding machinery of progress, rebellion does not look like an armed uprising. It looks like the stubborn, tender acts of choosing who we protect and what we refuse to forget. These ordinary individuals find themselves backed into corners, standing on the absolute precipice of irreversible decisions that will define their souls. These are not just concepts, but meticulously crafted accounts of human endurance. They are the beating heart of The Last Rider of Kolkata, a masterclass in speculative fiction by Shakti Ghoshal, rooted deeply in the textures of India, yet speaking to a creeping global anxiety we all share. It is a collection that stands proudly alongside the piercing vision of Margaret Atwood and the emotional depth of Kazuo Ishiguro. Because when the future cannot be stopped, the only question left is, who will you choose to be when it arrives? Discover the fragile choices that still make us human. Pick up The Last Rider of Kolkata today.